officially spring!
Oh, I have a lot. Oh, I've seen it all. Everyone is waiting for the call. Oh,
Man, the difference between today's weather and like 2 days ago when my one wheel died, when I was filming that little drone review, man, what a difference, what a difference. Also, I think I need to figure out a new strategy for winter. Embracing it just didn't work out. I think it's time to just evade. Evade at all costs. Evade it like it's the plague. They're closing up the ice rink. I feel good about that. The last week or so, at least the last couple days, have kind of been like downer days for me. I don't know what's been going on. I've just been stressing about the YouTube channel and filmmaking and life in general, adulting, all of that stuff. You know, when you get that like anxious, nervous, not pit thing going on. I've just had that for a little while now. And then today I just decided to go for a workout first thing in the morning, and man, right away I feel just way better. It's crazy how much exercise affects the mind. And at the same time, I kind of had to do like a bit of a recalibration of the brain. I think I was just overthinking things too much, and I realized that my work, my channel, the things that I do, or my success or lack thereof, doesn't define who I am as a person. No matter who you are on this planet, no matter how successful or not successful you are, no matter how good you are at what you do, none of that actually defines you or your value. We all have the same value or worth on this crazy ball we call Earth. And I was driving home and I was thinking, why am I stressing about work? Why am I stressing about all this stuff? It doesn't even really matter. I have an amazing wife, an amazing kid. I just have a lot of amazing people around me. And that is what defines who you are in the end. You define yourself, not what you do, and the people around you kind of help to define yourself, I think, also. So if you're feeling a little down like I was, work out, eat healthy, and do a little recalibration of the brain and focus on the things that actually matter in life. Jesse taught me this new thing with one wheels. I didn't know you could do this. Jesse does it way more smooth though. The snow's melting. That makes me feel really good. Lake's still frozen though. Got a little bit more spring to go still. I don't think the one wheel likes all the water. All right, enough distractions. Let's get to the point, the reason why you probably clicked on this video. How the heck are you supposed to choose the right camera for you right now? It feels like there's so many, and there are so many different cameras, and all of them are really great. But no perfect ones, that's for sure. It almost seems like all the camera companies came together and they had kind of a schoolyard pick for what features they could put in their camera. You know, Canon chose autofocus, and Sony chose dynamic range, and Panasonic took the IBIS, Blackmagic took RAW, but none of them have it all. They all kind of have bits and pieces, but nobody's put it all together into one camera yet. So yeah, none of the cameras have it all, so how the heck do you choose the right camera for you, especially when it's such a big investment, one of the biggest investments you make with your money? And first off, I do want to say all of the cameras are really great. You can't really go wrong. You'd have to really search for a really crappy camera. There's just so many good options. Again, none of them are perfect, but there's a lot of really good options, so don't stress out about it. You're probably stressing out too much. But the number one thing that I would look at is, what do you actually need? What do you need in your camera? And this is different from wants. Wants and needs are two different things. So what do you actually need? Do you need 4K? Do you need good autofocus? Do you need a flip LCD screen? Do you need better dynamic range? Do you need RAW? What are the things that you actually need and not just want? You need to learn how to separate the two. For example, when I bought my C300 Mark II, the C300 does not do slow motion like at all. It does like a really bad cropped in 120 frames per second. It's just brutal. And it only does 60 frames per second in 1080, not even in 4K. But that was okay for me. When I bought that crazy expensive cinema camera, I knew I needed it for doc style stuff, and the majority of that never needed slow motion for my work. I didn't need it. Yeah, it'd be really great if the C300 had great slow motion, but I didn't need it. It was just a want. It wasn't a need. So figure out what your needs are, because everybody's needs are different. And what helps you figure out what your needs are is figuring out what are you gonna be filming? What are you most interested in, and what kind of work are you getting? Are you getting weddings and event photography? Are you getting internal films or corporate films? Are you getting music videos? Are you doing YouTube or wanting to do YouTube for a living? What kinds of videos or films? By the way, I laugh at when people are like, why do you say films? You don't even use film, you use a digital camera. It's ridiculous. If we want to go that literal, the only filmmakers are the people that are actually making film, like the actual film that you use to film with. If I had to give more concrete advice on specific cameras for specific types of filmmaking, I'd probably say the Panasonic GH5 is one of the best for kind of event videography, whether it's weddings or concerts or something like that. And that's in large part because of the IBIS. When you combine it with a speed booster and something like the Sigma 18 to 35, the image is really nice, and then you have IBIS that just stabilizes everything. You don't even need a monopod or a tripod necessarily, and that's really handy for event videography because you're moving around a lot and you don't always have time to set up a tripod or set up a monopod. You need to move really quickly and not miss those moments, especially in weddings. You do not want to miss a really important moment. Sonys are a really great kind of all-around camera. They kind of work for everything right now. I feel like it's the most versatile type of camera. And then, you know, Canon's for YouTube because of the autofocus and the flip LCD screens like I have right now. Yeah, I feel like Canon is still the best for YouTube, self-filming, vlogging, that kind of stuff. And then I think for like music videos and that sort of stuff, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K, is that the right name? I think that might be probably one of the best. The image is really nice out of that. And for music videos, you want a really nice image that's slow motion, raw, all of those things are great for that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how cameras fall in place in my mind. Again, there's tons of other cameras. There's still the Fujifilms and Nikons and all those. And those I haven't used as much, so I can't say for sure that they would be good for this or that. But again, great cameras. Also, I hurt myself at the gym. And finally, I would look at what camera sparks joy. You need to Marie Kondo this. I'm not joking. You actually need to figure out what camera is the most enjoyable for you to use. Not necessarily the most specced out or the craziest quality, but what camera do you really enjoy using? That's why you need to test the cameras out before you buy something. I think that's always the best thing to do. For example, for me, I really like using the EOS R. People love to hate it, but I really like using the EOS R, and so that's what I use for YouTube a lot of the times, just because it makes it more enjoyable. And when you find the camera that's most enjoyable to use, you're gonna get way higher quality stuff because you're gonna be enjoying the process of making your videos, and you're not gonna be just struggling trying to fight with your camera the whole time if you don't enjoy it, if it doesn't spark joy. Gotta wash off the old one wheel a little bit. I don't think it's working. So yeah, if I was in the market for a new camera, that's what I would look at. What are your actual needs, not wants? What are you planning on filming? And third, what camera sparks joy? I'm not joking about that one either. But yeah, like I said, pretty much all of the cameras out there are really, really great. So don't stress out about it too much. Plus, you can always buy used and then sell it if you don't like it. So I think that's a pretty good option. That's usually what I do. If you want to stop drinking pop, but you still want that fizzy good flavor, these PC, Americans, you probably don't have these. These things are amazing. I don't drink any pop really anymore, or soda, what do Americans call them. I just drink this stuff, club soda. I never thought I'd be able to do it. I think it might be a dad thing. My dad used to always drink club soda and I hated it. Now I'm a dad. I love it. Dad thing. No. No. Oh, it's a... sorry, it's a camera company called Black Magic. it's cameras, not actual. She thought I was talking about magic.